Hey, this is James Francis and welcome to this little sneak peek video where you'll see behind the scenes of one of my live 0 to 10k coaching weekly sessions. If you've ever wanted to be a fly on the wall and to see exactly what I do in my own business and for my clients' businesses, this video is the place to do it, okay? So you'll see exactly how I edit and improve bullet point copy on a sales page, which I believe is one of the most important elements to getting sales of your products, and if you're an affiliate, how to actually put the affiliate offer across to your audience in the most compelling way possible to make maximum sales. Okay, so let's get right into it. So I want to walk you through some examples of what goes on in my head when I'm rewriting copy or when I'm writing copy from scratch. So earlier last week I had some sales copy back from a copywriter from one of my coaching clients. I'm not going to name them because of course it's privacy and all that stuff, but this is one piece of the copy that we got back, or at least the section of the one piece we got back from the copywriter, and I'd like to analyze this with you just so you can see what goes on in my head and ways to make this better. So personally, I think this copy could be a lot better. It's definitely not terrible by any means. It could be a lot worse, but it could also be a lot better. So I'd like to, let's say for example you have a rough outline of your modules for your product, if you have one, or even an affiliate offer. You're maybe promoting an affiliate offer in an email promotion, for example, and you're writing bullet points of the reasons why they should grab it right now, for example. Same thing applies to your own products as well. But whenever you're writing bullet points, the key is to make it seem interesting, compelling and unique, and also add some curiosity in there as well. So here's what I mean by that. So the first bullet point here is your domain name and web hosting. This is where it gets really exciting because your business suddenly starts to become real. Okay, that's not too bad, where it gets really exciting, it links in with people's emotions, and that's what you should be doing with all of your copywriting, is appealing to people's emotions, because they don't buy on logic. People always buy on emotion, okay? So the next point is not so great. So let's rewrite this one. And of course the first one could be a lot better as well. Copy can always be rewritten to be improved in some way, but for time purposes, let's just say the 3 types of domain names and the best one for you. So it could be the 3 types of domain names, when to use them, oops, if I could type. My fingers are so cold, it's very cold here in the UK today. When to use them, and the best one you should choose. Not for you, but the best one you should choose to get the best results. Okay, so you see what I did there? I added an element of curiosity here. So when to use them. That makes people think, oh, can you not just use them anytime? Should you not just use all of them? So that makes them think, oh, actually I need to know about that. That's something I wasn't aware of that I need to know about. So it adds that element of curiosity in there. And also the best one you should choose. So that implies that they need to do it, otherwise they're not going to be able to achieve their end results, which is true. Without a domain name you can't build a business, right? So of course that's what we should change to make it more of a necessity, and then people think, oh, actually I can't skip this because it's really important, so therefore this course becomes more important to me, right? And they pay more attention to this stuff. And also to get the best results, of course that's what people want. They don't care about a domain name or whether to use a .com or .co.uk. They just want to know which one of them is going to get them the best results. So it could even be to make the most profit or whatever, right? Whatever the business is all about. So another thing here as well, let's say my recommended hosting company. They'll also register your domain name for you. So the second part of this in the parentheses here, they'll also register your domain name for you. That's pretty good because it implies a benefit, and that's kind of like a done for you element to this whole thing, right? But my recommended hosting company, that just comes across as a pitch, really. That just says, hey, buy through my affiliate link. So people are effectively going to be paying for this course, and then you're trying to use a benefit in this example that
they're going to get an affiliate link as part of the course. Woohoo! Right? I can't wait to get that affiliate link, right? That's not how it should be positioned. Instead, you could reword this to be something like the little known industry leading hosting company which has 100% uptime, or something like 99%, I believe it was, 99.9% uptime, and lightning fast servers for whatever, in this case it could be for internet marketing. That way it's specific to the niche, right? So see how that's a little more benefit rich compared to just my recommended web hosting company. It's not very compelling that way, whereas the little known industry leading hosting company which has 99% uptime and lightning fast servers for internet marketing, or it could be favoured favoured within internet marketing circles, something like that. Again, that adds a bit of curiosity. The whole favoured within internet marketing circles thing, that actually makes people think, oh, this is something which is actually pretty important. Setting up your email addresses and why you need 2 of them, that again could be made more compelling. So something like, instead of setting up your email addresses, it could be the 2 different types of email addresses you need to ensure your customers don't get frustrated and annoyed with you, and how to set them up all step by step, or something like that. Right? So let's unbold that section. There we go. So we've instantly made that bullet point a lot better because we've added some curiosity in there, and we've made it seem like it's more important to them than just, this next one, for example, your control panel and which of the 2 email links to use. People can find that stuff on YouTube. People can find video tutorials about installing cPanel and email addresses on YouTube, but it's the specific advice, in this case specific to the internet marketing industry, that people are paying for, right? So the copy should reflect that. So instead of your control panel, as a final example here before we look at the comments, and we'll do one together as well in a few seconds, your control panel and which of the 2 email links to use. That could be the secret back end of your website, because after all that's what a control panel is. The secret back end of your website, which explained, or something like that, and which of the 2 email links to use, or something like that, So that alone, without adding anything else about the results they'll get from doing that, being able to look at their traffic stats and everything else, and have a detailed breakdown of where the traffic is coming from and all that stuff, which you can do in the control panel. There are infinite amounts of things you could write about when it comes to the back end of the website, the control panel of the web hosting company. But that is good enough for now, right? So here, let's choose another one to do together. So there we go. There was one here which was very, very easy and very, very simple. Too simple to add anything. Okay, so there's quite a few here which I would definitely change. For example, how to download your free FTP program. That's very, very simple. They're going to think, oh wow, because I couldn't figure that out myself by going to the web address and hitting the download button, right? So it could be, let's say, this one. So the vital business of setting up your hacker-proof password so you and only you have access. Right, so that could be made a little better. And I'd like you guys and girls on this call to chip into this. So how would you rewrite this? If this was your sales page and you wanted to make that bullet point sound better, how would you do that? If you type out your response in the chat box right now, I'll happily, talk about them and see how you can improve your marketing chops by doing this together. Let me know what you would write for that bullet point? You know, how would you make creating a password sexy? Okay, how would you make it appealing to people? Because that's what it is really. It's about making, sometimes when you have to go over the basic stuff for beginners, you can't just say how to create a password, because they've heard that stuff millions of times, but they still haven't done it for some bizarre reason. And you need to make it compelling to them, compelling enough for them to implement it, so they don't need to do it anymore. And it's just helping them in that way to get off their ass and to get it done. But unless you do this, unless you sensationalize the copy, that was a good word, wasn't it? Sensationalize. Unless you sensationalize the copy, that's not going to happen. They're going to stay stuck. So it is necessary. Aaron says the hacker-proof method of protecting your website. So that would be a good one to try as well. Yeah, hacker-proof method of protecting your website for sure. That would work. Yeah, how you can protect your business by hack-proofing your website. Be pretty similar. Yep, that's good. Mary Beth says how to effortlessly set up your hacker-proof password so that you are the only one in control. Yeah, that's kind of cool as well. I like how you've added the word effortlessly in there as well, because it makes things appear simple, which is good. 3 tricks to make your business password completely hacker-proof. Good one, Glenn. I like that. I like adding in the 3 tricks thing. You've obviously been listening to these sessions, which is good. And Keith says discover the ultimate WordPress plugin for your site security and password. It's not really so much about a plugin, it's more about choosing a password for WordPress. So it's not really about a plugin, but we could definitely use a variation of that, something like discover the ultimate password system for your site security, or something like that, you know. But yeah, those are all very good. Now here's what I would do here. So of course, what happens when a hacker, you know, if you think of this emotionally, what happens when a hacker gets into a website? What is the end result of a hacker getting into your website? Of course, it is the pain of that situation is everything being deleted, you having to start again, maybe even having malware on your website, like a virus on your website, which infects other people as well, which is going to tarnish your brand. So I would actually link into all that kind of emotional stuff as well. So as an example of that, let's rewrite that one together. It could be something, so do you see what I did there? Basically taking a logical thing and making it emotional. That's what all copywriting is. It's how can you link emotion and some kind of feeling into the copy, into the words, and what kind of words can you write to evoke that emotion. So for example, the vital business of setting up your hacker-proof password, that could be something like how to set, let's say, how to create a hacker-proof password for yourself and only you, so your website is secure, or something like to avoid losing everything, or losing all your hard work. Okay, all your hard work, because that's of course going to evoke more emotion. It makes people think, oh wow, I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to lose a lot of hard work compared to everything. It's not very specific and it doesn't really link into people's emotions, whereas all your hard work, they think, wow, I spent a lot of time, effort and money on this stuff, so I don't want to lose it all, so I need to do this, right? This is important to me. It could even be changing how to the 7, or let's say the 3 steps to create a hacker-proof. Instead of hacker-proof, it could be a highly encrypted password. No, that's a bit too far. So hacker-proof password for yourself, let's say for your website, because that's more specific. For your website and for your website, so only you have access. Actually, let's just get rid of that altogether, because of course it's your website, right? So 3 steps to create a hacker-proof password for your website to avoid losing all your hard work and ensure maximum security. Okay, so we're playing on the fact that people are always concerned about their security, and by ensuring maximum security, that covers one of their objections, like, James, is this stuff really safe? Or how can I avoid hacker attacks, you know? So something like that would be great, and we would unbold the other part there. Okay, so the reason why I'm unbolding that, by the way, is just so everything, you know, isn't all in bold, and the words that you want to bold are the main points of the bullet. So, for example, it's usually everything after a hyphen or a comma is normal text, and everything before that is bold. But in this case, it would be, you know, 3 steps to create a hacker-proof password for your website. That's the main topic. And then the benefit and the emotional attachment to that topic is not bolded. Okay? That's just the best way of doing it without everything being in bold. Okay? Does that make sense? Another few ideas from people are: discover ways to protect your site by generating unique passwords. That's also a good one as well. Generating unique passwords is a good phrase to use. So Glenn says, feeling, lose your customer list and lose your entire business. Make your business hacker-proof. Yeah, those are all great, Glenn. You're good at this. So lose your customer list and lose your entire business. So it could be avoid losing, instead of all of your hard work, it could be avoid losing your customer list and entire, oops, if I could type, business, and ensure maximum security. Or it could even be, and make your entire business hacker-proof. Or it could be, make your entire business as strong as Fort Knox, or something like that. If that's a thing. Where does that even come from? Who knows, but something like that, right? It keeps getting better. Exactly that. So that's how we rewrite bullet points. That's how we write copy. It's based on putting something on the page, just writing the basic thing that you're teaching people, and then rewriting it, and then you get better and better with the copy. You know, if we go back to the original, we undo all this stuff here. Where was it? That's what we started with, the vital business of setting up your hacker-proof password. But then we added on that section there, and then we extended it to that, and we got rid of a few things, and we pretty much rewrote the entire thing, and it became that. Right, so we start with a baseline, and then we gradually edit some things, and then that gives us inspiration for other things. For example, I wouldn't have thought of the whole as strong as Fort Knox thing if it wasn't to ensure maximum security. You know, you think, with that, how can I make that sound better? And then with the Fort Knox thing, the next thing is, how can I make that sound better? But of course, you've got to stop somewhere, right? Otherwise, it will take forever. So try and get it as good as you can without spending days on one bullet point. But that's how you write good bullet point copy, is you start with the baseline, the most basic, simple phrase of what you're going to teach them, and then try and make it evokes some kind of emotion with them, maybe some consequences of not doing this thing, or the consequences of doing this thing. What results are they going to get from doing this specific thing in the bullet point, and take it from there, you know? So hopefully that's helped. Does that help you guys and girls on this call? Let me know in the chat box if that's helped you in some way.
Alrighty then, so I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek behind the scenes of my 0 to 10k coaching program. If you would like to learn the full details about that program, what it involves, how we'll be working together one-on-one, and what it will do for you, click the button below this video right now to learn more. There are only a few spots available, so I recommend doing it now rather than saving the link to your desktop and looking at it later, because it is a very limited program and the spaces always sell out very quickly. So click the button below this video right now to learn more, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.